Hello, my name is Anna Maria Tudor and I have a word for you. This word is connected to today being the opposite of a full moon, which means less divine activity, decrease of divine activity. But there is an interesting thing about that I recently discovered that so when we are in a time of opposite of the full moon, it's like kind of like a darkness, a type of darkness, and we are called to search for the treasures of the darkness because God says that He will give us that. And then to shout from the roof that which He has spoken to us in the darkness. And the interesting thing is that after this time, soon will be a new moon when a new Hebrew month will begin. And in the middle of the Hebrew month, usually is a full moon. That will be around the 14th day of the month. Guess what happened on that day in history? First and the most important is the Passover of the Lord, which was on the 14th day of the first month. Very interesting, isn't it? On the full moon happened that. And another interesting thing, the second one, is that on the 14th day of the 12th month, this time, in the book of Esther, we find that the Jews were permitted to defend themselves over the enemies. And they did that. They did that on the 13th day. And they also received the permission to do it on the 14th day of the month, of the 12th month. And some fight on that day, and after that the 14th day and the 50th day of the month became a celebration, because on the 14th day they got rest. They proclaim it a day of feasting and gladness, because God gave them victory over the enemy, and that was with the help of Esther and Mardochée. You know the story from the book. So this happened also on the full moon. Wow, it's amazing. And it's like when you are in a dark time, you should remember what God told you during the light. And during the light is usually on the full moon, which is on the 14th day of around 14th day of the Hebrew month. And if you think about it, the most important thing that you should remember on this kind of day is that Christ died for you. Because on the 14th day of the first month, they were supposed to keep the Passover of the Lord. And it's a day where God gave victory over the enemy. And you know, from the book of Esther, it's an image that God gave us victory over our enemies through Christ, over our enemies, like, you know, from demonic area and anything that is not Lord's, including in us. So this is the most important thing. But also, if you keep a journal, you can look what God spoke to you during the full moon and around that time. And remember that when you are in the opposite time, because you can continue in what God told you to do with the help of the words spoken to you during the full moon. So I thought that was pretty amazing. So see you soon, and let's discover some more amazing stuff in the Word of God. Blessings. Bye.